guys, welcome back to another Creative Shock video. Today I am coming to you with a deck tech or a deck idea. In ALC, I was playing a fair bit of Fire Arisanna. Really did enjoy a few cards in the set that were kind of focused on the fire half, even though it's pretty much only one card. Moving into MRC, I feel like there's been a lot of support in Arisanna alone. And I do feel like the deck is getting to a point where it can be competitive. So far, with the testing with this deck, I've had a lot of fun. It does seem pretty competitive. In regards to sideboard, sideboard is very rough right now. There currently is no meta, so I'm kind of just throwing four of three cards in there at the moment. Let's get started. So we do go Spirit of Serene Fire in this deck. I am not running much fire, only 8 cards of fire. It also gives Arisanna time to live, get to do stuff. Sometimes, allies can really push Arisanna down quickly and kind of finish the game before she can get a Comet Fall off. Spirit of Serene Fire has kind of gives you the time to probably get that Comet Fall off, along with Peaceful Reunions and stuff like that. I have thought of playing the New Spirit as well, or even Normal Spirit. They could go in the sideboard. But for now, main board wise, Spirit of Serene Fire has felt the best so far. Obviously, Arisanna 1, gather twice. Arisanna 2, gather twice. Nothing to really see here. We do go the Star Calling Arisanna. We are here to Star Call. We do not gather in this deck. There is no gathering ways. If you're a Potion Arisanna player, you can skip the video because we are just a Star Calling focused deck. We are looking to Star Call as fast as possible, as much as possible. Moving into the GCR, we've got at home version of GCR. So this is the backup charger. This is being used in most decks now as a GCR. It is literally a GCR with a little bit of a downfall where you have to pay 3. But other than the paying 3 prereq, it is a GCR. Gives you options to then use QSG, use the spectrometer, and have this as like a pseudo savers GCR. Chalice of Blood. Chalice of Blood is great. It is now on category 3. For a reason. If someone does push you over to 20 and not realize you have a Chalice of Blood, it can be game ending. 2 extra cards in the hand can really change a lot. So very good to have in a deck like this where you kind of are free falling to death, and that 21 damage or 20 damage into a Chalice of Blood can kind of really bring the momentum swing back your way, especially when you can bring out Chalice of Blood, pop 2, and then release sometimes as well back under. Necklace of Foresight, it's a way that we kind of, I guess, get that first Comet Fall off. It's a push early. Sometimes you'll get time to Quicksilver Grail the Necklace of Foresight into a dungeon guide, or so they can't hit it, or like you can hold it under the QSG, just so they don't expect it's coming. Quicksilver Grail, I've been running Quicksilver Grail in most of my decks for the last month or two. Much prefer QSG over GCR when it comes to higher tier games. A lot of things can be put under a QSG that are problems, and it makes your opponent take less efficient plays trying to play around said QSG cards that could be under. Terraforming, we are trying to live till level 3, so having a Terraforming sometimes can be that extra turn you need to get that Comet Fall or find a Peaceful. Beastall Visage. Beastall Visage is here as well for the ally matchup. We want to shut down or turn off an ally. Sometimes we can just put it on a dungeon guide as well, or a Lunacia to start clearing the board. Those are options. Cosmic Astroscope is the bread and butter of the Star Calling deck. You would save it for their turn most of the time to like Star Call on their turn, and then you play your Glimpse cards on your turn to Star Call on your turn. New addition to MRC is the Lunar Conduit. This is a card that has been implemented, I guess, just to get her over the line. Maybe when she is versing the mirror, or whether she's, out of kind of gas. This card can stack up very quickly, and then you are able to pay 3 every turn and deal, 5, 4, 3 damage every turn, which is quite strong. Especially when we're running the count we're running of Astra. We are running like 20, 4, 8, 12, 16, 19, 22. We're running 25 Astra cards in the deck, so it is very Rye-esque with the number of Astra we do run. Cool. Moving into the main board. So we do have, this is the MVP of the deck, Buried Grief. Berry Grief is a 3 cost. Draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand on top of your deck. This thing has overperformed so far. Being able to take that Comet Fall that's like bricking your hand and put it on top of your deck to then Star Call it whenever you want is very strong. Especially Berry Griefing your turn, putting on the top, waiting on their turn to pop Astroscope to then Comet Fall their board once they commit is just deadly. It's also good to Buried Grief a Peaceful Reunion if you can't afford it, if you've only got 3 cards, and then you can Scry the Stars it, or you can, do something to kind of bring it out at fast speed on your turn. Very, very strong and underrated card so far. Caretaker Drone is amazing. Glimpse 4 Intercept can really help you stabilize once you hit level 3. Only a 2 cost, can put it down and start glimpsing through your deck as fast as possible. We do want to glimpse our whole deck pretty much. Dungeon Guide, not much need to be said about this. We are trying to get to 3 as fast as possible. We are dungeon guiding. For some reason, I'm addicted to dungeon guide decks. Don't ask me. 4 Peaceful Reunions. Peaceful can really help you in that early game. Can also help you in that late game. Being able to, as I just said, Scry the Stars, a free Peaceful Reunion sometimes is very good. And it will help most of the bad matchups. Reprogram is the new amazing float of the set. The set is based around automations, so you want something that deals with automations. This will kill the early Shimmer Cloaks. This will stop Korhazi Couriers on hits. This will stop Gawains on hits. Just a general better fast cure / exercise. Scry the Skies, must have. This is the card that is in the season rewards for the season that just finished. You need to Scry the Skies so you can Scry the Stars for free, so it's a 4 of no matter what. Amazing card to kind of hold and then do level 3 to get some good star calling. Serum of Wisdom is a good early setup card. You can use it to put cards down to level up, and if you're safe enough, you can hold it on the board to DG to 3 and then pop it to glimpse more on that first turn to find what you need. Moving on to our fire cards, we do not have many. We have the 4 Creative Shocks just to get that famous +0/+1 early with our float. Other than that, it's the only thing it's really used for. Quite often, mid game to late game, we are not fire anymore, so it does become useless, but that's normally fine at that point. Moving into Lava Heat Bruise is one of my favorite, probably cleric cards in general. Draw a card, then discard a card. If you didn't discard a potion item card, deal 3 damage to your champion. Quite often we are discarding a float with this. We are taking the 3 damage probably every game. Being able to play this and discard a float with it is very huge. It's the same +1 that Creative Shock gives, but we're getting that 2 float. Very good to go level 2. Level 1, you play this, discard a reprogram with it, take 3 damage, and then you can go to level 2 with the 2 float and drop, which feels very nice. Astrocyte, free Star Call, free Glimpse 1. If you stack them, you can draw multiple cards and gain massive hand size. Must have in the deck. Love to see it. 4 Comet Fall, cheap Star Calling if you've already Star Called for free this turn, and the 4 damage is the right number to normally kill units, unless they're favorable, Song of Nurturing, whatever. Cosmic Bolt is our bread and butter damage spell. We are hoping to throw this at face if possible. Sometimes we do need to throw it at allies, but luckily for us, we have a new card coming up that helps us with that. Lunacia. Lunacia has also been an overachiever. This card coming down and being able to glimpse 2 every turn is very deadly. Most of the time, it is a target that needs to be killed for your opponent. Otherwise, you will just glimpse too deep. Also, Star Calling 1, you can just pay the 1 to Star Call it out and kind of go deeper, which is very, very nice card. 2 cost, 1/3, always good stats. 3 Meteor Strike. This is a very interesting card. It's one of the first cards that has 2 different options or ways to use it based on where it is. The Star Calling effect, it is just a slightly worse Comet Fall, which is perfectly fine though, because 3 damage is still a good number if there isn't any favorable wins or anything like that. Most things are 2/3s when it comes to ally decks. But if you have in your hand, it is a slow Excalibur, which can be very useful. Giving her this to destroy, let's say, Beast Bondiers, to destroy, let's say, like Diana's gun. All of these things just gives it so much more value and options to, if you want it in hand, you can have it in hand. If you want to wipe the board, you can bury it and grief it. So lots of options with this card. Scry the Stars, very fun if you can get to this point. If scry the stars, as I said, into a peaceful, or you can scry the stars into a scry the skies. It's ultimate value. Even scry the scars into like lunacies and stuff. It's very cool to play. You can, if you scry the stars into buried grief as well, it's a +1. A lot of options with scry the stars. Do love the card. Wish I could go to 4, but it's just sometimes it's a bit hard to. If you don't find scry the skies, you don't really want to pay 3 for it. And the final card currently in the deck is Stargazer's Portent. Now, this card is a very interesting card. Class bonus, this card costs 1 less to activate. The next time you star call a card this turn, copy that activation. You may choose new targets for the copy. This card is very strong. This is what Arisanna kind of needed. Being able to copy a Comet Fall for 8 damage AoE or copy a Cosmic Bolt for 20 damage for the 4th Cosmic Bolt is quite huge. It is a necessary like setup. You need to scry the skies, see you've got a Cosmic Bolt, then you need to like Stargazer's Portent into a Astroscope, right? Like you can't just can't scry the skies, see what's there, and then in response play Stargazer's Portent. You do need to have 2 forms of glimpse or know what's on top of your deck. Um, Being able to do it also with Astrosite's kind of cool, but the main thing this is for that big push at the end when you've got 2 Cosmic Bolts in the drop. So your next one's going to be for 8. So this turns it into a 16 damage attack or two loads of 8. So it's very nice. I think it's a very strong card. This is obviously my first iteration. Set only has just come out, but I have been having a lot of fun with this version of it. There will be changes over time. For now, though, Sideboard, as I said, isn't really, there's no meta yet. So we've just gone 4 Hide and Bush. Probably won't have this in the Sideboard at the end of the day because they don't make many herbs. Same reason why I took Prime and Materia out. Like I get 4 herbs total in this deck, so holding them to remove 4 probably isn't the play for Stealth for a turn when I have Peacefuls. Astarte probably sticks around. Don't know if about 4 of them though. Astarte is very strong for the Melon matchup and for any matchup like Ensol and stuff if you want to deal with stuff that's being summoned. Tony as well. And then Astral Seal is probably like a must-have. Maybe not 4 of, but we'll lower it a little bit down just to bring in against those Rise and against those mage classes that really want to blow you out. You kind of need Astral Seals to pick the right moments to Astral Seal. But yeah, for now, this is the Fire Arisanna I've been playing, and yeah, I do like Arisanna and Fire more than anything else. It is a good speed. It does feel a little bit like a Rye, but with extra steps, which is kind of fun. Yeah, if you have any questions about this deck, feel free to message me on Discord, or you can comment in the comments. And if you want any other deck techs, feel free to message me or put in the comments because I'm keen to do these. I just need a direction of what you guys want to see, pretty much. So, thank you so much, guys, and I shall speak to you next time.